Hi guys, and welcome to Peter Ray's Adventures. Welcome to my latest video. This is another video in the series how much did an item sell for on eBay. So if you don't know, I have done quite a few of these how much sold for on eBay. Like I've done VHS tapes, DVDs, I think, Warhammer, Warhammer 40k, Goosebumps, Power Rangers for example. Just sharing with you a few items on how much they sold for. This one is going to be on the ties, what ties sold for on eBay. Like you've got skinny ties, classic ties, football ties. You've also got the novelty ties and the bow ties. Just to share with you how much they sold for, what the item is, what they sold for, buy it now, best offer, auction for example. So let's make a start. This first one, this section is going to be about skinny ties, the really short skinny ones that you see, like men, and don't forget women wear ties as well. I like to put it out there, women wear ties. So the skinny ones here, quite thin. So this is a Paul Smith black and blue dinosaur, made in Italy. Sold for £49. It's new with tag. Sold free postage, all within the UK. UK sellers. That I've done. They may send around the world. They may send just UK and that sort of thing. So this is the dinosaur here. Just quickly go. As you can see, it's quite a thin tie. Paul Smith, made in Italy, the popular brand, like the men's aftershave, Paul Smith, when they get the ladies. So that one sold £49.99 because, like, you can look out. I always look at the racks in the charity shops, and obviously the car boots and that, and jumble sales for the ties, because you do find some really nice ones. Because the last one I sold was at Christmas, like a Christmas tie, and that, and I've got a few ties listed as well. I haven't got any on me now, but I've got a few, probably about 5 or 6 listed. I always check them out, just in case they got Paul Smith and some of the others. The next one is Alexander McQueen, black dancing skeleton, silk, Vitali, slim, skinny tie. So what you need to do, what I find you need to do, we'll go back to the Paul Smith one, is with this one, I like to measure from the tip, which is down the bottom, to the top, not all the length, turn it over, like from the tip, the bottom here, oh you can't, let's have a look, all the way through, because you put the other bit of the tie through here, and then you get your length. Because it's always good to put measurements in with the tie, how long the tie is, how wide it is, because people still ask, and that sort of thing. This one sold for £95. It did sell. It's 2 available, 1 sold. I'm not sure why. It must be a popular brand. I'm still learning my ties and stuff, and clothing and all that. It's got the tag, which is really good to have. The tag. It's a nice skeleton tie. Alexander McQueen, made in Italy, because quite a lot made in Italy, like silk ties and that sort of thing, and that. Because if you think about it, because I'll go down in a second, it will let me go down. See here, like dancing, that's under McQueen, new tags. Woven silk Vitali. Quite a lot of them go silk. They do the width as well. And what it is, most of them are made in Italy, the ties. This one is a genuine Polo Ralph Lauren knitted ties, like another skinny one. Sold with 2 bids, £15 on 2 bids. Let me just have a look. Oh, the starting price was 15. It went to 15. Okay, that's cool. Duration, they did 5 days. You can do 2, 5, 7, 10 days for bids. I've got some bids at the moment on eBay. It went for £15, £1, 1p standard delivery. Because most of these ties you can get in like large letter. You can get them in a large letter. It won't be very expensive to send any of your ties. Even if they're worth £90, you could probably still send large letter. It's up to you though, but I sent all my ties large letter. This one's slightly different because you've got the Polo Ralph Lauren made in Italy. Most of these are made in Italy because that's where they make them. Most of them. Silk. You always got to check what it is. And make sure there's no holes in the tie, for example. The next one is still on the theme of this skinny tie. It's a Hugo Boss tie. New without tag. So you see here, the tag's gone missing. They've asked, they got £5 postage and £10.52 on 6 bids. So someone's won it for £10.62. So it's gone for £4.99 up to £10.52 with 5 days on. And when it ended, because you can always pause it in the middle of the video and see when it's sold for and how it's sold for, and just have a look at your research. Always do your research. I implore you to do research, because what I normally do when I'm looking at a tie, I try and find the right one that I have in the length. If I'm listing a tie, got a tie to list, I always measure it from like here. They've gone in here, so from top to bottom, and the width. I always check out see if it's silk or whatever, and the branding. If there's any other details I need to put in, I put much detail as I can on that one, on the ties, because people still ask a lot of questions anyway. Here we go. Your football ties, like football, which is soccer in the US. This original England World Cup Willie 1966 supporters tie, when England won the World Cup. England World Cup Willie, little lion, 3 lions, went for $49.99 used, free postage because it's a classic. You can't beat it. They said, okay, let's have a look. Just want to compare as well. If you see the pictures, compare what's the pictures, because you need to do a picture of the front of a tie, like this, front of a tie. Yeah, I would get rid of a background. It's a bit horrible, the background there. You do the front of a tie, the tie turned over, all the labels, all the little crease the other way around. Okay. And also I do the label and anything else, trying to get as many photos as I can. I would always, this is a bad photo. Never ever make a photo like this that is blurry, because it, seriously, 9 times out of 10 it won't sell. Normally they've got like a little label in here I'd photograph. You can do with the measurements. I don't. I always say it in a description in that respect. So that's a football tie. The next one is another football tie, Leyton Orient. You know your Leyton Orient fans. Football tie, gone for £26.65, 8 bids, free postage. I only done 1 photo, which is quite bad. I normally try and do at least 10 for ties, like different things. If it's got like logos and stuff and the width, the length, that sort of thing, just to show people, because I haven't got a mannequin to use, so I use it on my background, try and get it as best as I can. So this one's gone for £26.65, 7-day duration when it ended. That's Greenwich Mean Time, UK. Starting price £1.99, and it's gone a private bid all the way up to £26.65, because they can put bids in privately. Go back there. That was the Leyton Orient football tie. So that's the Leyton Orient football tie. It's the football. We're football. Like in America, they're soccer. The next one is Liverpool club football tie and cufflinks box set. So it's new without tags. It's still got a nice box it came in, with football ties do, with two little cufflinks on the side of the shirt. It will be £18.7p on 12th November. You also got to look at as well what time it's sold, because I normally try and get my items to try and sell between 7 and 11 o'clock at night. It's easier when people get home from work, but have a look, that sort of thing. £2.99 postage. So Liverpool Football Club in the northwest of England. That's a nice little picture of a tie. From bottom to top I usually measure. They could do a bit more cropping, I suppose. They've covered themselves with how many inches it is from width and length. I wouldn't have done the background. Background's a bit horrible with a little stain down there. A white background is sufficient. Whatever white background you can. It says 5 bids. £18.7p. So you've got £7. And then it goes up to 18. So different time people bid. You can pause it here and have a look. The next one is Bath City. They're like in the really low leagues of English football. So club tie, black, blue, yellow stripes, polyester. It's very good to do your keywords. So know what it is, like Bath City for a football club. A tie, what colour it is, black and yellow stripes, and if it's polyester or whatever else. Sold for £19.99. Most of these would be buy it now and that sort of thing, with free postage. I can't click in. I'll click into that one. Can I? Some of these, I think, no, that's okay, because some of these might be stock photos, but that's not. I would have retaken that photo. It's a little bit blurry, I suppose, in a way. I would have taken more photos, though, of the length from top to bottom, the side, the back of it, the underneath crease, any logos, in that respect. This one's a Leeds United, fallen from grace over the years, but did in the early 2000s go into the Champions League. Sold for £19.99 and might be buy it now best offer. I'm not 100% sure on these ones, because I did all sorts. So you can check it out if it does sell buy it now best offer. Free postage, obviously all UK. A used one, so someone's used it. I've gone for the AFC Football Club striped tie, need low design. Let's have a look. Leeds United. Again, I would have cropped it a bit more and on a white background. But you don't want bits or bits broken there or on the background. It's the same guy who's done before by looks of things with the little Maypeg. That's not too bad, really. Let me know also down below in the comment section what you liked about this video, what ties you liked, what you, or actually how you list your ties. Do you list from top to bottom, do a whole length one, and the width, measure the width, measure length, get all the logos in the back of it. It's made in Italy, for example. Let me know what your favourite tie is of this set. And if you sold any ties, and let me know about the quality of the video down below in the comment section, because I do try and read every comment as much as I can and reply to as many as I can. I try to get a varied selection, not just the pricey ones. I've done a few pricey, a few lower ones, middle of range, buy it now, best offer, auction, and that sort of thing. This one, here's your novelty. Come on to the novelty tie section. Your Ralph Marlin green novelty fish base tie, a bass, not base, bass. Tie rack. I love selling tie rack ties. They're brilliant. Blaine Hellman Christmas. So This is like, they've done it really, really well. Shame about the background, but that's really what you kind of like. I might copy that thing, actually. That's a really good one to use, I reckon. You might not think so, but that is brilliant. Shame about the background. Ralph Martin. And it's got the label as well. So they said it's new with tags. $24.99 with £2.50 postage there. I'm not sure if when you click and collect, some do, some don't, and that if you use it and that. The brand here is Tyrak. That's a really nice brand to sell because they do go for quite good money. Not like mega money, but some can go over £20 if they're new or even used ones. I've sold a few Tyraks in the past, branded ones that will go for really good money. The next one is a Ralph Marlin again. The novelty tie, The Scream. That famous picture, The Scream. It's designed by Edvard Munch. New tags, The Scream. £21 bid, winning bid. No, £2.95 postage because obviously you can get this in like a large letter. Go through a large letter, so they won't cost you much. Even if you're doing it signed for. Most of mine go second class ties. That's fine. Here's The Scream. Nice little one. Still would have done it in the background. Oh, it's got a lovely... If you got a box, brilliant. Or a little thing like this. It's brilliant to have. With this one here, I would have gone in a little bit to show this bit here. The tag. Still sold though. It's random what people buy. Artist silk. Really nice condition. That is a little bit blurry. I would have taken that again. Made in US. Most of these are Italy or China, but this one's US. So let's have a look. 9 bids. Wait for it to load up. Here we go. Started off at $4.99. 7-day auction. Ended at 17th November at 12 PM. I do like try and end my auctions at between about 7 and 12 AM. 7 PM, 12 AM. Mainly between 10 PM and 12 AM. Because that's when people are just relaxing or thinking about going to bed. They quickly look at the phone and go, oh, I might want so-and-so. Have a browse through eBay for a little bit. So it's gone up and up and up to £21, as you can see, when it was. Obviously, you can pause it and have a look and see what's what here. I'm just like sharing with you what I found and that. The next one, because these are novelties, the novelty Simpsons tie. Homer Simpson sitting on a rubber ring with donut in his hand, getting eaten. This one sold $14.99 with free postage used. Obviously, if you're doing your description here, Simpson necktie, dark blue novelty featuring Homer Simpson and Jaws from that Jaws shark scene. Overall length, which I do, 57 inches. I do centimeters and inches when I'm like the length and the width. Like I do 57 inches and what the equivalent of centimeters is. Because a lot of people who buy are still confused by centimeters if they're a lot older than a certain age. And then obviously I do the width, so I put in inches and centimeters. That's a nice one to get your keywords correct as well, like in here. Novelty Fox 99, and when it was, because this one's got a mannequin. These ties, not all men's. These are like men's ties, but women in this day and age can wear the ties as well. I'd like to get out there. Simpson, that's a nice one to have on a nice background. Polyester Simpsons. I'm taking some notes from this video as well as you are, because that's a really good one to have. That's a brilliant photo. One of my favourite photos of this section so far. And that's a $14.99. So you saw one for 90 odd and stuff like that. I'm just showing you, comparing you this lowest ones to the highest as well. Now we come into the classic tie, which is the one that's a bit wider, which you see many of the workers who work in cities, the older workers from like 30, 40, 50 odd, when they have the big classic ties, the thicker one, like wider ties. Not the skinny ones, the wider ones. So this is a Gucci, apparently it's genuine, newer tags, because you can see Gucci, a classic Italian brand. 100% silk with tie, went for 90, £3.45 because it's a big name brand. If you can get £90 for a tie, then you're laughing if you paid £3 or £4 for it. You know what I mean? I mainly pay £1, between £1 and £2.50. I may pay £3.50 if it's a tie that's worth £30, because it's okay. It's got the logo there, nice white background. Oh, not this one. Some of these ties come with like a little bag to put in. The Gucci label. Oh, never ever 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 put your fingers or feet or heads or arms or legs in your photos. Horrible. Always make sure that you can get your labels and logos and bits and pieces that you need in, like having your fingers, your hands. Ugh. It's not a fetish. Ugh, it's horrible. Well, it is, but don't. It's just disgusting to do that. You got to have your classic tartan for your Scottish lovers and all the lovers of that. Your tartan navy tie with £80, newer tags, £3.50 postage. Here it is on a nice white background, which I love. Yes, they possibly could have made it a bit wider, the picture, which I probably would have done myself. It's a bit all fangled here. You can't see which is which or what's what, if you know what I mean. A blueberry, or should I say Burberry, not blueberry. Me, Burberry. London, England. That's a nice picture, folded over, like they fold over like a little wheel shape and just come here. That's what I need to do in mine, I think. Get it a bit better for quality of photographs when I buy ties next. Burberry, it says here, Italy, 100% silk, check classic width, which is the bigger width. The classic length is between 57 inches, 60 inches. Whatever that'll be in centimetres. So do check out for tartan ones, because they can go for good money, as you can see. Another Burberry silk tie, a Nova check pattern, satin finish. If you remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of chavs, a lot of people on the street had these sort of like finishes on their hats, their clothes, their t-shirts, and that. Even on their trainers. It's like a tartany finish, but I call it chavvy thing. Burberry, London, is it? Yeah. Why have they done that? They've got a good one there, then they've got another one blurry. Always good to get your washing instructions in as well. $34.99 on the 3rd of Feb used, because I'm trying to get the newer tags, new, and the used ones all in one video. Just to compare, like, how much you can get for each and what they like, the photographs as well. A black background though, I can't grumble with that, but that photo there, compared to that one, is a bit weird. $2.95 postage. Anything there? Then silk Burberry. Italy, I say most come from Italy as well. They're doing some nice little title as well, the keywords. This is still in the classic range. This is a Duchamp, I think it says. London. They've gone very loud because of the pinkish colour. Handmade in England. Apparently it's mint, the designer mint, but it's a used condition, as you can see here. Apparently hardly worn at all, because you always put a good condition in on the seller notes. I always do as well. Another Italian tie, £23 on 9 bids, £2.95 postage. I think that is a really nice touch. Shame with the background. Could have been a white silk background, but it's a little bit horrible there. Because it puts a lot of people off on a bad background, I think. That's my opinion anyway. That's actually a nice photo. Let me know down below as well how you photograph your ties. If you do what some people here have done, or you do it differently. Because I like to know as well. And again, they've gone for the same one. The Champ, London. Horrible for that part there. And the part you go in with the tie. Because some ties you can wear to work. Like, for example, made in England and that. So it says made in England, but it's an Italian manufacturer. Okay, weird, but anyway, a lot of people wear ties to work, like smart ties. They also wear them to clubs if they go clubbing, if they need a tie to get in, or Christmas parties or anything really, or funerals. In that respect, that's sold on the 30th of December at 4:13 Greenwich Mean Time. Started at $14.99. Very conservative price though, I think. And then ended at £23. Not bad. A 10-day duration. I always do my auctions now at 7 days. So I try and start them at the beginning of the week to the end of the week. Or whenever. Not bad though, from 2 bidders, 9 bids. That's what can happen with bids. Like, you can have 2 bidders or 3 bidders or whatever, and you can have like quite a bit. Hardly worn here, 6 inches long. And the next one, I say, just before I say that, because like you can have like 2 bidders and get really high money, and then you can have no bids at all. It just depends on bids. It's really like one of those grey areas, bidding and that sort of thing on eBay. This is a Tommy Hilfiger, that classic brand from the jeans. Classic men's, which is a big, wide. Navy blue Scotty dog on the front. Little dog. Silk tie. Oh, and Ralph Lauren. Okay, let me have a look at that. Not a bad picture though. Could have done with a few more pictures though. To Tommy Hilfiger. I'm not sure why I got Ralph Lauren, but make sure you got the good keywords. This sold new without tag for 1975. A good year that was. Like old beer adverts. Anyway, £2.22 economy delivery. And all these are UK based people who sell on eBay. Might send around the world, might send UK just only, but woven fabric. Nice to know your fabrics and your materials, and your style of tie. Like if it's classic, your skinny ties, and all sorts of different things like that, because it comes up with in your length what it is. The next one, because I only got 3 left, is here we go on to the bow ties, like bow ties when you're on like when you're wearing smart dress. A Turnbull and Asa blue paisley 100% silk bow tie, newer tags, made in England. Went for £30 on 1 bid. I'll check that out in a sec. Sold on the 8th of December. Newer tags. £3 delivery, which is a good conservative price, because that can go in a large letter. Or even really, yeah, large letter. Or even smaller than that, really, I think, ties. Depends how you want to send them, because you can send them like in a little letter thing. And send it even smaller than that. which I've done before in the past. But most of them class as large letter, like that. Roughly, anyway. So here's a nice little tie. Not a bad. I would have still gone for a white or black background, really. Handmade silk, made in England. Turnbull and Asa, made in England. And then that one. A good one for that one. I'm just going to check, see if it's got like one. I know it's got one bidder, but it depends. So sometimes they start it. Let's say, if two people bid the same amount, the first bid takes priority. Always remember that. It's a nice vintage green tartan wool bow tie, cravat as well. Menswear Dapper Goodwood Ascot. They got some great keywords in that little title. A used one. It's one of those bow ties that are ready done. You've got like a Velcro thing here. Would have taken a couple more photographs, but it's not much really to photograph. There's no labels or something on there. $14.99 and $2.55 postage. Because that one unbranded green tartan wool tie, just a bog standard tie, bow tie really, on your bread and butter for your sales. So that's the ties from the skinny ties to the classic, the big ties, to the vintage, the football ties, to the bow ties, and also to the, like, for example, the Simpson one we've got here, which is novelty ties. So let me know, I say, down below what you thought of the video and what you thought of the ties in general. What you liked, what you didn't like, what one's your favourite. If you do those photos, did you learn anything from the video about the ties and stuff like that? Do you do auctions on your items? Do you do buy it now, best offer? Have you sold any ties in the past? Also, if you like this video, share this video with friends and family and subscribe. Hit that notifications bell as well and turn it on so you get notifications all my up and coming videos. Once again, thanks for watching and have fun.